All right, Saturday, September 12th. Bench press. We got another big chunk, 8 by 1. So let me look back here. Last Friday, we had a 5 by 5. Okay, so the 8 by 1 is quite a few less reps than this past Friday. But 8 sets is still big nonetheless. So like any of these other days where we're doing the same weight for all the sets, build up and then take your time working through it. But 8 sets at the same weight. If you did last Friday, you did the 5 by 5. This is probably going to be a heavier weight than that, okay, knowing you only have to do it one time. We talked about this last week in the video briefing, and we addressed this in class. Use your best judgment when you're doing any of the spotting on the bench press. Wear a mask if you're going to spot traditionally right on top of the person. It would be a good idea. If you can make like a group of 3, that would be even better. Then you can have people on the ends of the bar helping the lifter take it off the rack and assisting them in getting it back on. Just make sure you guys are well balanced for that. And then again, like I mentioned, if you're not comfortable, being on the bench press and being around somebody or having them spot for you, it's fine. We can do a strict press. Just keep in mind we did it yesterday, so if you're doing back-to-back days, grab a coach. If there's something you wanted to do early in the week, you could always do something other than a press. Okay, so keep that in mind. Don't show up today and say, well, I'm not going to bench press. I did strict press yesterday, but I really want to come, but I already did that. There's always an option, completely different from what's programmed. Okay, so that'll be part 1. Part 2, we got 4 rounds for time. 200 meter sprint, 15 rushing kettlebell swings as heavy as possible, and then 15 toes to bar. Okay. So for the sprint, I always just write sprint based on the intensity. I just want it to be, hard. I want it to feel like a tough run that you're putting your max effort into. Okay. And then we got 15 rushing kettlebell swings. So this can be a little bit heavier. Typically, if I were to put a program weight, it would be 72 and 53. But I'm just giving you the opportunity to decide what you want. If there's, let's say, and I'm going to use the example of the female. So let's say 53 is, or let's say it's 53 and 35. And you're like, well, I can do 35, but I've never gotten to know what maybe anything heavier than 35 is. Same thing today, okay? And that's the reason we do it. So it gives you a chance to potentially experiment and see what a little bit extra weight may feel like in a workout like this, okay? So pick a weight you can hang on to. 15 is just enough to be tough and keep the heart rate up, but also something you should hang on to. And then we got the toes to bar. So this is a bigger set. It's a bigger ask. It's 60 total. Last week on Wednesday, on Friday, we had the running, push jerks, or shoulder overhead, and the toes to bar, and that was 20. That was a big set. So bigger sets on Friday, a little bit shorter, but same volume. So that's a good indicator of maybe how this is probably going to be broken up, but try to do each set in no more than probably 3 sets, okay? But again, it's your workout. I would say if you want a time frame, probably something in the neighborhood of like 13 to 15 minutes, maybe shorter than that. It might be pushing that. Maybe more like 12 to 14, but just anything beyond that 15-minute window is a little bit too long. So but yeah, that'll be it. 4 rounds for time, sprint, swings, and some toes to bar. We'll call it a day.